One of my pet peeves is when someone tries to insult my intelligence. Don't piss in my cup and tell me that it's chamomile tea.
She just let me know, but they show no fish. Didn't say you found it, but she's still gonna hold on. Didn't say you found it, but she doesn't want.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Bonnie Scotch. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. I wanted to bring you a recap for Married to Medicine. This is season 10, episode 2, part 2 of the reunion. Before we get into this recap, go ahead and hit the like button for me. When you hit the like button, not only is it a free way to support my channel, but it also lets YouTube know that I'm here and that you all are rocking with my commentary. So YouTube starts to shoot my content out to other viewers just like you, an audience who ordinarily would not get an opportunity to connect with my channel. Before I start this review, I just want to give a huge shout out to Spill It Boy TV. He is one of those content creators that inspired me to start doing reviews, something like, 8 years ago. I've been following him for quite some time, but I just wanted to shout him out because his part 1 reunion recap was so spot on and perfect, and he provides so much great insight and commentary, and I think it would be helpful if Quad haters took a look at that review. Even if you don't hate Quad or dislike her or anything like that, he still gives like a really informative review and perspective on Married to Medicine. And he also revealed something that he thought would shock the audience, but it didn't shock me because I know the type of creator he is, I know the type of person he is, and I know that he draws a lot of energy to him because he is so talented and creative. So again, shout out to Spill It Boy TV. If you head over to Spill It Boy TV and you give him a click and a view, just let him know that Bonnie Scotch sent you. So we pick up where we leave off, which is Quad pleading her case to Jackie, saying that she would never frame her. Basically, again, Heavenly brought up the idea that Quad was the one who aired, the clip of Jackie saying what she said on Heavenly's YouTube. Meanwhile, we're skipping the words that actually came out of Jackie's mouth to make Quad the villain in the situation. Jackie said it, but now we're blaming Quad because the girls want to believe that Quad, was behind closed doors scheming and plotting. Like Buffy wasn't right there. Anyway, Quad is still pleading her case. She's teary-eyed, and I just hate to see Quad this way. I'm just not used to seeing Quad in this way. Jackie is dead in the face. No emotions. Dead in the eyes. Jackie says that you don't include us in your circle. You're on the gram kicking it and having a good time. But in the same breath, she says, oh, well, I don't have time to hang out anyway. You look inside of people's coochies for a living, Jackie. Why are you worried about what Quad is doing on Instagram? Why does it matter? And are we really going to sit up here and act like Jackie and Quad ever had a friendship? Is that what we're doing? Oh, that's what we're doing. You have to tell me what we're doing so that I can be in on the joke and kind of play along. If I don't know what's going on... Sorry, I started yelling. I started getting really passionate, y'all. My hair is so dry. I haven't had time to do my hair, child. Please don't mind my hair. Let me just push it to the backs. I need to wash my hair. I need to deep condition it. This is the idea we're getting. That Quad not inviting them to her hangouts is the reason why the women are ostracizing her. Because she's having fun with other friends. Why not just pick up the phone? Why not just text the person and say, hey, I miss you. When y'all text Quad, are y'all saying, hey, I miss you, I want to hang out? I just wonder what the conversations are. Like, what are y'all saying? You know what I think is happening? I'm going to tell y'all what I think is happening. Something that I personally hate. I hate when people that I don't talk to often text me, people in general. I hate when they text me and say, hey. Or they just say hi. And then nothing else. I will ignore you if you just reach out and say, hey. Reach out and say, hey, and state your business. Hey, I would like to hang out. Hey, did you get my email? hey, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? By the way, I didn't have my nails done for my last recap. This is like my lilac leopard print set that I did a couple of days ago, and I am so in love with it. I just wanted something like for the spring, you know, something like really colorful and cunty, but I also really wanted leopard print because I'm just like, I'm always in auntie mode. I really am. Anyway, everyone shitted on Quad during her divorce with Greg, but expects her to reach out. Is that making sense? Jackie says that she doesn't feel important. Again, we're gonna sit up and act like Quad and Jackie were ever besties. That is so weird to me. In this moment, I'm catching what's happening here. Quad is on her official apology tour. She's getting back in with the group so she can continue to get this young Married to Medicine check. I'm not mad at it. It's a good check. Play along until the wheels fall off. You get what I'm saying? So Quad went to Jackie first because that's where the conversation was at the time. They were, you know, kind of talking about this situation with Jackie and Quad. And then she goes to the head gangster, the one who's really in charge of the girls, the one who's really the puppet master, which is Simone, okay? Because Simone was really leading the charge in Mariah being kicked off the show as well as Quad. But y'all are always blaming Quad, saying, oh, this is Quad's karma. How is this Quad's karma when Mariah was walking around talking about how Quad slept with Lake's ex-husband? Lake is Mariah's sister, for those of you who don't watch the show, because I feel like a lot of y'all actually didn't watch the show, and y'all are just talking out of y'all's ass. Anyway, these throwback clips, production is so shady and messy and nasty. They're just so out of order. They play a throwback clip of Gregory being cheap with Quad. He bought her an ugly dress from Banana Republic and put it in a Burberry bag. Fucking goof. Letitia, aka Sweet Tea's package. Phaedra said that even though Sweet Tea comes off like a sweet lamb, she doesn't know if she's a woman. She doesn't know if she's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Phaedra, with her parking lot legal services and her scamming ex-husband, that they say that Phaedra was really the one who was leading the charge with the scamming. She was really the mastermind behind it all, allegedly. Okay? Don't come for me, child. I didn't say it. I'm just repeating what was said. It ain't nothing that ain't never been said before, child. Tisha had her surgery on her fibroids and her cysts, so shout out to her. Show a clip from Watch What Happens Live where Andy is asking Quad about who on the show wears fake designer. Quad reveals that Heavenly told her that Sweet Tea buys her clothes outside of the supermarket, out of people's trunks. I believe it, based on what Sweet Tea has given us this season, the way she acts, the way she dresses. I don't believe that Heavenly would make up something like that. It's just too specific. Letitia starts getting loud with Quad, asking why she's checking for her. Quad says that this was a question that was posed to her, and she's not checking for her. Now, this moment is exactly what production and Bravo Andy wanted, because you see, I've never seen Andy do this, by the way. Those are my waffles. He picks up, I don't know if it's like a piece of chocolate or something like that, and he starts biting into it, looking around. Anthony gets on my nerves sometimes. He just looks so stupid up there. Then why say anything about me on social media? Letitia, you sound and look crazy. You always let these girls take you out of your power, and it just, I don't know, you just need a little bit more media training. You need more TV training. These girls be having you looking crazy. Then Toya starts fanning the flame, asking Quad why she said Sweet Tea doesn't fit in with the show. Then everybody on the stage pretty much pipes up and said, well, we all said that, Toya. Toya, shut up. Then we get a clip of Letitia on Instagram saying that Damon cheated and that Mariah is saying that she has receipts, really scared Heavenly. Then we get a clip of the men backstage. Damon is asking Gregory if he thinks that he cheated. Gregory's like, bruh, I don't know your life like that. I don't know anything about anybody. And then we see this moment of peer pressure where the men are like, no, you need to say yes or no. What do you believe? Is it yes or no? Peer pressure happens even in your 50s. And Greg conceded. He says no. And Damon shook his hand. That's really what Damon wanted to hear. Letitia is really trying to have a back and forth with Heavenly, and Heavenly is just not engaging with her. Is it me, or is Heavenly particularly subdued and laid back for this reunion? Alicia comes out. She really looks great. And again, I think that Alicia is the best dressed up here. As far as hair, wardrobe, makeup, and accessories go, she absolutely murdered it. Andy is asking the ladies a shady question about when Quad left. Simone in her confessional says that Quad's departure is taking the cloud away from the group. Quad says that she hates how this question is posed and how it makes it seem like she's this evil, menacing, dark, or heavy presence over the group, and it's just not fair. And I love that Quad said that, because I was thinking the exact same thing. Why are y'all trying to make it seem like she's a cloud and she didn't do anything besides not call y'all? Like, again, we keep having this conversation about what did Quad do to y'all besides not call y'all and make friends at Sister Circle. It's just so silly and petty and childish. A listener question is asking, what does Kema do besides go to work and pass judgment on American women? And Alicia says, oh, well, now you're passing judgment on my husband. No, they're not passing judgment on your husband. And I hate when people try to play this reverse psychology shit. They're not passing judgment. They're making an observation about some stupid ass shit that your husband has been saying out of his mouth. Alicia, your husband said it. We learned that Sweet Tea saying that Heavenly's mom is in hell was the catalyst for Heavenly's sister reaching out and calling her once again. And we learned some years ago, and also a little bit in this season, that Heavenly and her sister have this estranged relationship from one another, because the mom used to pit them against each other, say things to Heavenly like, your sister is the pretty one and you're the smart one. So she used to make the girls fight, but one of the mom's dying wishes was that the girls would get along. And I just think it's so trifling of Heavenly's mom to create this hateful dynamic between the girls when they were little and then expect that they make up while she's dead. It's just so trifling and ridiculous. But shout out to Heavenly and her sister for making up. Heavenly said that she was taught not to feel, and she was taught not to have emotions, and she never mourned her mother's death. And I think that that is legitimately a part of the reason that Heavenly is as evil and heartless, frankly, as she is sometimes. The men come out. Andy is saying hello to all the men. He gets to Curtis and he says, hey Curtis, flying in from the DR tonight? When I tell you Andy is hell. Andy asked Kema if he would rather be here or at home watching his kids. Kema says here, of course, because it's less work. I'm just curious, like, when some of these parents get on TV being sorry motherfuckers, do they ever think about their children and what their children are going to think of them? Because your children are going to grow up and see this and see what a sorry ass nigga their daddy is. Andy is asking the men about the hardest part about being on the show. They show a flashback of Cecil and Simone on the brink of divorce because of this friend that this friend that Cecil had named Tammy, one of his golfing buddies. Apparently, this is something that I learned on Carlos King's interview with Cecil and Dr. Eugene, by the way. Apparently, Tammy got really close to Cecil, the family, Simone, to the point where Simone and Tammy went on a trip overseas together, I think. I'm like, damn, these bitches is taking trips. Obviously, they were very close. Cecil reveals on his interview with Carlos King that the reason that Simone wanted to break off the friendship with Tammy is because one day Tammy was stranded, outside of her car. Her car had broke down and Cecil jumped up to go help her. And the logic in that was, oh, you don't jump up when I tell you to do something, so why are you jumping up for Tammy? Now, I get on the surface why Simone would feel like that, but let's just be real for a second. Anybody's friend's car who's breaking down on the side of the road, anybody's going to jump up to help their friend. Your lover asking you, oh, could you take down the meat and season it and wash it and whatever, you maybe wouldn't jump up to do that. Your wife asking you, hey, could you rake the yard? You wouldn't necessarily jump up to do that. You know, your friend being in a dangerous, potentially dangerous situation, of course you're going to jump up to help them. So I can't side with Simone on this one. I don't get the logic in it. I learned that Cecil says that he misses Tammy. Why are heterosexual relationships a jail? Why can't people have friends? I don't get it. I didn't watch the entire interview with Carlos King, Eugene, and Cecil. I think I just clicked out of it because Eugene said something that I didn't like. But yeah, go and check it out for Cecil's point of view on what happened between Tammy and him and Simone. Andy addresses Kema's antiquated opinions. He goes on to ask Kema if he was inferring that the other man had cut off their nutsack when he was saying that he didn't want to cut his own off. Kema says that what he said was taken out of context. And I just want to know, why is this everybody's favorite go-to line when they say some shit and they feel the heat on the back of their neck from people responding to the dumbass shit that they said? Take ownership and responsibility for the things that you said. Nothing you said was taken out of context because we heard the entire conversation. We're not stupid. Stop playing with the audience's intelligence and trying to rewrite history like we didn't see what we saw. I hate when people do this. I hate it. Kema says the first thing that he heard when he moved to America was happy wife, happy life, and that it implies that a man's happiness is not prioritized. No, I don't think that that's what that means. What you sound like when you say this is, you know, like when black people say Black Lives Matter and white people say all lives matter. Black people are not saying all lives don't matter. We're saying let's prioritize the black ones because black people are being disproportionately violated. In the same ways that patriarchy affects women, and women are being disproportionately violated within their relationships. A disproportionate amount of the work is assigned to women in these partnerships. It's not 50-50. It's more like 80-20 with the women pulling the 80. With the housewife, with the housework, and the cleaning, and the cooking. And a lot of these bitches is still going to work. Let's be very fucking real. While men are running around talking about how they're leaders, women are the ones who are actually in charge of the household, in charge of the children, in charge of the affairs of the children. And all men do is go to work and come home asking you where's dinner. Kema says that men go years without having sex with their wives because of happy wife, happy life mentality. No, they go years without having sex with their wives because a lot of the times what y'all do is a whole lot of pussy drying antics. Like what you were doing with your own wife when she was pregnant with your daughter and she decided she was going to divorce you. You know how much of a shitwad? You know how much of a clown cake? You know how much of a worm you have to be for your wife to be pregnant and decide that she wants to leave you? So maybe if you practice the happy wife, happy life mentality, maybe your pregnant wife wouldn't have been getting ready to leave your ass, Kema. Newsflash to Kema and some of you men out there. Women's pussies don't get wet for shenanigans and fuckery. Okay? Well, at least the ones with sense. Hello? And what you're saying doesn't even make sense because if your wife was happy, you would be getting more pussy. So what are we really saying here? Look at the extreme lengths that some men go to not prioritize the women who are having their children and running their households. They can't even just come out and say, I prioritize my own woman's happiness and I'm okay with it. They act like it's gonna kill them to put a woman's happiness first, to worship a woman. And here's the whole gag about that. When you worship a woman, she'll worship you back. She will reciprocate that energy. But y'all don't like the energy being reciprocated to y'all because y'all know y'all ain't shit. And y'all hate y'all selves. And men be running around talking about, oh, I don't know why this woman likes me and blah, blah. It's because y'all don't like y'all selves. So y'all sabotage these relationships that y'all are in. Eugene steps in to say that his partnership is 50-50 with his wife and it doesn't make him any less of a man because of it. Erica De Niro TV says this all the time. Some men treat you a certain way because they don't see you as equals. They don't see you as their partner. They see you as below them. Kema says that 50-50 partnerships don't make sense because if there's a major decision to be made, then one partner has to veto the decision. No, they don't. You have to discuss what makes the most sense for the partnership. It's not always left up to one person. He says that it's 51-49 and not 50-50. He just always sounds so fucking stupid. I really don't like this nigga. I forgot to mention this in my notes, but Alicia was defending Kema when Andy was asking her about, getting help around the house. And she's like, no, it's not that. It's that I really love being a mother. I don't mind being a mom. And the thing is like, you can love being a mother all you want, but that doesn't mean that it's not hard with 2 kids and that you don't need help. Are you suggesting that your man shouldn't know how to take care of the kids because you love being a mother so much? You sound just as stupid as he does. I don't like him. Kema says he was joking about the training his wife bit, and what he meant to say is that there's cultural differences between 2 people and you have to compromise in every relationship. No, if you meant to say that, that's what you would have said. You said what you meant. And I hate when people say stupid ass shit and they're under fire for it, and then they want to turn around and say, oh, that's not what I meant. You meant exactly what the fuck you said. I'm not talking about this Jamaican men thing, not eating pussy. He apparently grew up in Jamaica. We know that Jamaican men used to talk that hot shit about how they don't eat coochie. We all know that that's a lie. Whatever. And while we're on the topic of trash ass niggas, I just want to know, why are women submitting to men when they're working and paying half the rent in these relationships? And a lot of the times nowadays, especially black women, are out earning their partners. So how are you submitting to a man when you're out earning him? How is he the leader in your house when you're out earning him and managing the house? You know what? Don't even. Let's not even get into that. Anyway, this review has been way too long. Y'all, that was the episode. We see Apollo coming to the stage. I don't know why Apollo's here. Whatever. Anyway, I'll see y'all next week for part 3. Drop down in the comments, hit the like button on your way out, and I will see y'all for the next one. Peace.